Okay, we are live. I know I just said I wasn't going to be back, but I'm back. For those of you who I said, I'll see you tomorrow, I do apologize for that because I have another class right now, and here it is. In this hour, we're going to be working on a companion to Tuesday's class. In Tuesday, in speaking skills, we looked at different preferences, and we talked about how to express our preferences in the context of choosing a restaurant, if you remember. What we didn't get to was the part about making comparisons. So we're going to go over that grammar. But as I've said many times, no more boring grammar classes. So this class is going to be about learning the comparative forms through the context of making choices about where to take your friends out to dinner. So I'm going to give you a link to that, to the presentation. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. But first, oh, here comes everyone. Good, I was worried. But first, take a look at this while I do a quick introduction. My name's John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. By the way, if you click on that link in the Verbling chat window, it takes you here to my profile page, where you can follow me on the left and be notified of my upcoming group classes. If you don't get notifications, let me know. And on the right, you can book a private tutoring class with me, and I will help you get to your goals as soon as possible. I'll help you by creating a personalized learning plan which fits your particular goals and needs. Okay, so I completely forgot that I was teaching this class today, but I came back in, and here we are. So this is what we started to do on Tuesday. And we didn't quite get to the grammatical part. But I'm going to make a few changes today. First, there is a link to the material. But first of all, I'm going to make a change that this time I want you to look at some real places with real food and real restaurants to make your choice. So we might just review a little bit of the vocabulary by looking at a few choices first. We'll jump into the grammar, and then I'm going to give you some real places that you can recommend to your colleagues here in the class. So, let me just say a quick hello, and we'll get started. Hello, Giancarlo. Remember when I said see you tomorrow? I was wrong.
I'm sorry?
Remember when I said see you tomorrow? I was wrong. I had another class today.
Yeah, yes, exactly, yes. But well,
you should have said,
maybe
John
you
Eric.
need some John Eric, you need some vacations.
Exactly. You should have said, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, John Eric, how many hours are you working now a day, for example?
Yeah, I'm not working any hours because everyone's on vacation, so I don't know what my problem is.
Oh, okay.
But I'm back. Next week I'll be very busy, but this week is not so bad. Mr. Alexandra. Oh, my goodness. How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
Not so good. I'm not so okay.
I'm sorry.
It's a mental problem.
Yeah.
I'll take my medication later. Mr. Alexandra, were you there on the Tuesday class? I can't remember if you were there Tuesday morning.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, great. So we're going to pick up and do the thing we didn't get a chance to do, which is actually compare and contrast our preferences. Ms. Ksenia, how are you today?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent, very good. So let's do this. Before I give you real menus, oh look, there's Lee. She's back too. V, she's back too. Hello, V, how are you?
Hi, John. I'm well.
Okay, I'm getting better. Now that you're here, I'm much better. Look at this.
So you mean you were bad today?
I was pretty bad, yeah. Now I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Okay, in the last class, we looked at a few different restaurants, and we're not going to read through these because we've already read through them. But I want you to read through these on your own, and I want you just to tell me which one you would probably prefer going to, okay? Because we're going to focus on the grammar, not the vocabulary today. Then at the end of the class, I'm going to give you a set of real menus for you to present and then compare, and then we're going to decide where to go as a group. So take a minute. I want you to just read through these 4 that you have on screen to yourself. If you were here on Tuesday's class, then it's just a review. Okay? But we're going to start there. I'm going to ask you maybe just to present one in a sentence or 2, and then we're going to decide which one we would prefer out of these 4. I want to hear how you also compare and contrast restaurants, why you might not choose a different one. So Alessandra, you're going to summarize Cafe Paradiso. Giancarlo, you're going to summarize the Chestnut. When I say summarize, I mean just a sentence, really, really short, the type of restaurant. Ksenia, you're going to summarize the Red Lion. V, you're going to summarize El Paso. Okay, if you've read these before, it'll be a review. If not, take a minute, make sure it's clear. Ask any questions about vocabulary if you're not sure of anything. Okay, so I'll give you a minute and a half to read yours, and then do a quick 1-sentence summary for the class, and we're going to decide where we would go as a group, or why you would choose one or the other, or both, maybe. Okay, so start reading now, and I'll tell you in about a minute and a half if I ask if you're ready. Okay, you've probably read yours by now. Try to start reading some others if you have time. Got about a minute left. Okay, how are we doing? Everyone ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to go in the order that I see you. So, Cafe Paradiso. Give us a little summary, Alessandra.
It's a good place to find beautiful, good pizzas, and you can go there. The best time is the evening, early. Sorry, late in the evening. And
that's good enough. Yeah, really short. So, what kind of restaurant is it? It is a. What's the name of that? It's a what?
Family restaurant.
It's a family restaurant. Okay, okay. Is it a big family restaurant, small family restaurant, medium family restaurant?
Is
It's not too small, but it's not too big, is it? It's kind of normal, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's normal family.
Normal size. Okay.
Yeah.
You could also say that it's a pizzeria. It's not only a pizzeria, but it's a pizzeria and trattoria or something like that. Okay, good, good. So, nice place to get a pizza. Good if you want to dine a little late. And it's a normal size family restaurant. Sounds good. Okay, how does that compare to the Chestnut, Giancarlo?
Yes, the Chestnut is a tiny vegetarian restaurant. Most of the time is fully booked, and is highly recommended, especially for the dessert trolley, and of course the vegetarian food.
Okay, it's highly recommended, especially for the what?
Especially for the excellent dessert trolley.
Okay. Maybe you could say for its dessert trolley. It's not wrong to say the, but in this case, just to be clear, what you mean is it's known for its desserts, right? It's known for its desserts as well as vegetarian food. So you might say it's highly recommended, especially for its dessert trolley. Just to be clear that it's what you really mean is that for its desserts. Okay, sounds pretty good. Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, and you said it's a small, highly recommended restaurant. So that sounds like it's kind of expensive.
I think so. I think because it's tiny. It's I think because it's a small restaurant, so
Right.
it must be tiny. It must be expensive, I think.
Right. Remember, you get an electric shock every time you say so. Right? Okay.
No. In fact, I put a paper here on my computer, but I forgot to see it.
Good. No, but that's good. Put a little sticky, little yellow Post-it note right on the computer. Very good. Ksenia, how does the Red Lion compare with Cafe Paradiso and the Chestnut?
Okay, it's a small pub with home cooking meal.
Okay, home cooked meals.
Home cooked meal with
Good.
reasonable prices, but the service I think is very slow, and if you don't like to wait, so it's not your choice, obviously.
Okay. If you don't like to wait,
Yeah.
we should really say if you don't like waiting. If you don't like waiting. Here, you've got to use a gerund after like, because you're not talking about the future. If you put a to, it sounds like you're talking about the next time you go. If you don't like to wait, if you don't like, for example, the one I always use is ski. I like to ski when I go to the Alps. It implies that it's not the future, but it kind of implies the future. So if you want to focus on the action itself after like, you use the gerund. If you don't like waiting in general, if I say if you don't want to wait next time you go, that might be a little different. Okay, so it's a pub, and the only drawback is that the service, I'll give you a little vocabulary boost. The service is laid back. Service is very laid back. That means that they are more concerned with quality than efficiency. It's a very laid back service. Would you agree? It's a very laid back service?
Laid back service, it's a good service actually.
That depends on your point of view. If you want fast service, it's bad. If you want friendly service, yeah, it's probably good. So it depends on what your priorities are. So it sounds like it's a very informal place. It's just like a pub where you hang out and you feel comfortable. So service is laid back is a polite way of saying it's slow. You're going to have to wait.
Okay.
All right. So far, so good. And V, how do those three compare with El Paso?
Yeah, with El Paso, this is served as steaks, and it is suitable for a large group. There is also live music on Friday and Saturday evening.
So, how does that compare with the others?
Yeah.
How does that compare with the others?
For the scale, El Paso is much bigger than the Red Lion.
Okay. So it's much. Whoops. Let me write a few examples here. So it's much bigger than the Red Lion. Okay, good. Okay. Now that you've all heard one example of one restaurant, which one would you choose? V, which one would you choose out of this group?
For a group, I choose.
No, not for the group. Which one would you personally go to?
Personally, personally go to. I like the Red Lion.
You like the Red Lion? Okay, great. Why would you choose that one? What do you like about it? Free parking?
Because of cozy atmosphere.
That's true. It has a cozy atmosphere. Okay. So, out of all four, how would you describe the atmosphere at the Red Lion compared to all four restaurants? It has the what?
For me, I think the outstanding points of the Red Lion in comparison with other restaurants is the cozy atmosphere, because you will feel like at
I want you
home.
to use this sentence. Imagine you've got a little frame. You've got to fill in this frame. It has what compared to the others? It has the most, the least, the
coziest.
The coziest. Very good. It has the coziest. It has the coziest atmosphere of all of them.
Yeah.
And let's see if
all or out of all.
Either.
Yeah, either
Of
way.
all of them. Or out of all of them. Excellent.
Yeah.
Ksenia, what would be...
Sorry,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We pronounce atmosphere or atmosphere.
We don't even pronounce the M in atmosphere. Because when you speak quickly, it's hard to say the T and the M together. So we often simplify it only when you're speaking quickly by saying atmosphere. 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 So the M almost sounds like an N when you're speaking quickly. When you say it slowly, atmos or atmos. Yeah, I guess it's an us. Atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atmosphere. Yeah.
And why do we have the Z in coziest?
Because
why
of
do we have
letter Y.
Why do we have the Z in coziest? Because cozy can be spelled with a Z, and that's why I wrote it with a Z. That's why. Because I wrote cozy, which I spelled with an S, and I think I did it by mistake. So I think I spelled it wrong the first time. So I think I made a typo, Giancarlo. It should be C-O-Z. Yeah, but you've got British English and American English, and in American English, I believe it's C-O-Z-Y. And I think in British English...
Yeah, right. Because I didn't realize that. I usually see cozy with Z, not S. Yeah.
So there's a few differences between British and American spellings, and sometimes they use the S where we would use the Z. Because if it's pronounced like a Z, so American pronunciation and spelling were simplified about 150 years ago. It's not a very good job because there's a lot of inconsistencies. But this is an example where, because we say it as a Z, we write it as a Z. And in British English, they still write it as an S. So in British English, do they write it with a Z or an S? Does anyone know? I'd have to look it up. Do they say coziest? Does anyone know in British English? Because let me see if I can. I can't actually look it up. I don't actually see it. But you'll have to just take a quick look. Anyway, in American English, it's definitely with a Z. Okay? So, Ksenia, out of that, by the way, hello, David. Nice to see you. I just saw you pop in right now.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let me see. What did I want to say? Oh, Ksenia, what would be your choice out of these four?
For these four restaurants?
Out of these four, which one would you choose?
El Paso.
El Paso. Because? Same sentence. It has the...
Because it has the steaks.
No, it doesn't have the steaks. Come on. I want you to compare El Paso to all three, to all the other three. Out of the three, it has what?
It had. I don't know. I'm sorry. I was distracted for 5 minutes, and I don't know what you want from me. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you want from me. No, I just want you to make a comparison. So, for example, the Red Lion has the coziest atmosphere out of all four. So, out of all four, El Paso.
Okay.
Yeah. So, see if you can finish that sentence. Out of all four, it has what for you?
It has. I don't know how to say it. Closes at 1 p.m. How I can say in my sentence.
It has the
longest.
Yeah, the longest.
Working day.
Yeah, but we probably say it a little differently. It makes sense to say that, but let's see. To be idiomatic about it, I guess we'd say it has the latest hour, the latest hours, meaning working hours. Out of the four, it has the latest hours, or it's open the latest. Maybe that's even better. Out of the four, it's open the latest. How about if we say it like that? Instead of it has, it is open the latest. Okay, and I just spelled latest incorrectly, of course. I can't speak and write at the same time. There we go. Okay, very good. Let me just say a quick hello to Mr. Carlos, who's joining us now. Hello, Carlos. How are you?
Hello. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm pretty good. And where are you from, Carlos?
Yeah, from Colombia.
From Colombia. Okay. So this is a grammar class, but we're going to learn the grammar through real situations, through communication. So right now, we're looking at a few different restaurants. We're deciding where to go. In doing so, when I ask you which one you would prefer, you get the chance to make a comparison. And what we're doing is we're going to then take our comparisons and look at the grammar of comparisons in just a second. So we'll have a little mini grammar lesson, and then I'm going to give you some real restaurants that really exist, and we're going to see which of those we go to, and we're going to make a group decision. So by the end of the class, you will master comparisons. That's our plan, Carlos.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for the challenge?
Okay, I'm ready.
Excellent. Okay, so I'll tell you what, Carlos. Read through those four menus on your own, and then I'm going to ask you which restaurant you think would be the best and why. And you're going to compare them. Let's go to first Alexandra. Which of those four would you choose, Alexandra?
I choose the Red Lion.
Okay. Out of the four, it has or it is what?
It has friendly, and it has free parking.
Okay, but we got to make a comparison with all four. So it has what? The best, the worst, the most, the least?
It has the best food.
It has the best food, in your opinion? Great. Out of the four, it has the best food.
It has the best drinks, I guess.
Okay, good. And you talked about the parking, so it has out of the four, it has the most, I don't know, the most, what can you say, services, because it's got all these.
Yeah. It has the most service, including the free parking as well.
And I'll give you another special word for services. It has the most amenities.
Amenities.
Amenities means added extras, things that make the service special. It has the most amenities. Amenities is an added extra, like free parking. That's an amenity. Like, I don't know, maybe really good, a special menu, maybe really good silverware or china that they use, so it looks really nice. Maybe a special atmosphere. An amenity can really be anything extra that makes it special. The Red Lion would probably have the least amenities because it's the most home-style cooking, and it's meant to be more like a living room. So it would probably have the least amenities because you're supposed to be there and be casual. Okay, very good, very good. We have time for maybe just one or two more, so because I want to get to the grammar too. So, Mr. David, which one would you choose out of these four?
Probably I would choose the chestnut.
The chestnut. Why is that?
Because they have the most variety in terms of desserts.
Ah, that's true. It has the best desserts out of all four, so it has the most variety in desserts. Fantastic. So I take it you are not diabetic then.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay.
And I love desserts, so bring it on.
Bring it! Okay, very good, very good. And what about you, Carlos? Have you had a chance to look over the descriptions?
Sure. In my opinion, or I choose the Cafe
Paradiso.
Paradiso.
Right. Not I choose, but I would choose.
I would choose. Okay.
Right. I would choose. Because you're not actually choosing right now.
Okay.
So it's a condition. I would choose Cafe Paradiso because it has the most, it has the least, it is the best, it is the worst. What? What makes it special?
In my case, I very like pizza, and this is a family place, and that's it's great for me.
Okay, good. So say that as a comparison. It is the most what?
No.
It is the most.
It is the most familiar place.
Close. Close. Familiar means something different. So it is the most family oriented place.
Okay.
Because if I say familiar, it means I recognize it. So I don't want to confuse familiar with relating to family, right? For example, your face is familiar. Hey, don't I know you?
Okay.
Right?
I get it.
Okay, so here we're going to say family-oriented, so we don't confuse the two meanings of familiar. Okay, familiar has more than one meaning. Okay, fantastic. So you've probably noticed it is the most family-tailored place. No, we can't, because family-tailored would mean we just don't say that. It's just not a common expression. We do say custom-tailored, V, but we don't say family-tailored. Not that it's wrong, it's just that it's not a common expression. Okay, V? Does that make sense? I was asking V on the end there. You got it? Okay, good. So, here's what we're going to do. Now that you've all used a comparison, actually you've used all superlative forms, let's take a quick look at what you've actually done. So I'm going to jump forward, because we did some of this in the last class, and we're going to go to part C. Comparisons with as. So this is a particular kind of comparison. Here it asks us to underline the phrases in the restaurant reviews with these meanings. All the phrases include the word as. So I want to do this a little differently, but let's see. Let's take a look at an example. When it's quieter than early evening. This is a phrase that was in one of the descriptions. When it isn't as busy as early evening. So, this might be a little tricky to do because we didn't read through all of the descriptions. But, okay, let's give it a try. Let's see if we can do it. So your goal here is to try to replace the adjective. Okay? So instead of saying, it's quieter than, isn't as busy as. Notice the difference. It's quieter than, I'm comparing restaurant A with restaurant B. it isn't as busy as earlier, I'm comparing restaurant A with itself. Now, can I compare it with something else? It isn't as busy as restaurant B. Yeah, I can. But here I'm actually comparing it to itself. So there's a slight difference in meaning. Okay, I think the chestnut relates to sentence number 2. I'm not sure, but I think so. So, who read the chestnut? Giancarlo, I think you read the chestnut. Pick out the adjective in sentence number 2. Where's our adjective?
The adjective is tasty.
Absolutely. It's such tasty vegetarian food. Okay. Now we've got to try to replace that with an as expression. So, the challenge is, think about the description of the chestnut and see if you can transform that sentence with an as.
Yes.
There's really no right or wrong way to do it. As long as it makes sense, it's going to be right.
Yes. The chestnut is as tasty as the Red Lion restaurant.
Ah, okay. Good. There's only one little problem, is that the restaurant, you're not eating the restaurant, you're eating the food.
Ah, okay.
You're not chewing on the bricks.
The vegetarian food is as tasty as the seafood, for example.
Excellent. Or if you want to compare it to the, what was it, the Red Lion, you said? The Red Lion is the pub.
The Red Lion, or maybe Bryce's, not John? Maybe Bryce's, okay. The chestnut, no, because we are using tasty. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vegetarian food is just as tasty as the Red Lion's pub food. Just as tasty. Okay? So you could say as tasty as, or you could say just as tasty. Like this. So I'll put number 2 in the chat window, and there's one way you could say it. Okay,
Just
very
as
good.
Tasty, yes.
Just as tasty. All right, very good, very good. Ksenia, let's take a look at number 3. See if you can rephrase that.
Slower than some people would like.
Yeah, this is about the Red Lion, actually.
Yes. So I should compare with itself or with other restaurants?
I would compare it to people's expectations. Some people expect fast service, right? Some people don't care. But imagine I expect fast service. I'm not going to be happy. So you could rephrase that to compare it with what I might expect.
I think it's impossible for me to do.
It's not impossible. I think you can do it. Think about what Giancarlo just said. Use that as a model. It's just such tasty vegetarian food. It's not compared to anything. But it's just as tasty as the Red Lion is a comparison. Slower than some people would like. Okay? I'll give you a hint here, Ksenia. Use the word fast. Do the opposite of slow, and it'll be easier for you.
I think it's my problem in English, and I think I won't be able to do it.
I think you will. So take slow, say the opposite, which is fast, right? Okay? And throw in an as. I want it to be fast. Will it be fast? No. It will be less than fast. So express less than fast with an as. Try it. You try it and I'll correct you if it's wrong, okay?
Oh my god, I couldn't understand anything. It's very hard for me. Maybe I just listen others and maybe at the end finally I'll understand something. No?
I won't let you. Okay, here's the formula for you to look at in the chat window. Not as, adjective as. This is one formula that you can use, Ksenia. Try it. And I've already given you a hint here, which is that instead of slow, use the opposite. It'll be easier to construct a sentence. But use that formula. Not as, adjective as.
The service in pizzeria.
In the Red Lion.
Yeah, no, I want. Okay, the service in the Red Lion is not as
fast
than or as in pizzeria. I don't remember.
Excellent. You just did it. You said you couldn't do it, and you just did it. So,
but I think I should do it with slower.
Huh? No, you've got to first get it accurate. Once you can see that you've got it accurate, then you've got a model to use. And what you said was perfect. So the food, or the service, you said. The service is not as fast, rather than faster, not as fast as the pizzeria, as Cafe Paradiso. Okay?
Okay.
So what did you notice? You noticed that there's no ending on the adjective. It's not faster or fastest, it's just fast. When you use as, you use just that's it. That's it. Okay, very good, very good. Okay. Let's see if we can do some of these are going to be related to restaurants that we didn't read about today. Okay, so maybe we'll just do one more, and then I'm going to actually no. I think these other ones are going to be a little tricky for you. So let me jump ahead before we run out of time. Let's take a look at this. Forget about those examples and look here. Let's see, Mr. David or David. Do I say David or David?
It's okay with me both.
Mr. David.
Perfect. DD.
There you go. Read the sentence and say if the meaning is A or B. Read that first sentence for us.
All right. The Red Lion is as cheap as the Old Peking.
That's another restaurant from Tuesday.
Right.
A or B?
The Red Lion is cheaper. You pay about the same as both. Oh, I think it's B.
It's clearly B. So as cheap as is another way to say the same, right? It's another way to say the same.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't see this comment before. The service in the Red Lion is as slow as in the Chestnut. Good, but it's not in the Red Lion. The service at the Red Lion is as slow as the Chestnut. Should be an at. But you're absolutely right, Giancarlo. As slow as. Okay, and let's give Mr. Carlos a chance as well, because you're new here. So read number 2 for us, and same thing. Tell me if the meaning is A or B.
Okay, number 2. The Cafe Paradiso isn't as big as the El Paso. A. Both of them are the same size. B. The El Paso is bigger. And B.
Exactly. Isn't as big as. That means not the same as. Okay?
Okay.
So, any questions so far about using as, about the form, or about the meaning? Any questions so far about that?
Yes.
Which one? Yeah, go for it.
No, in the previous page,
Right.
the case of El Paso, yeah. Nowhere serves bigger steaks than. I know that this is it has the biggest steak, but how can we use as?
Oh yeah, that's why I skipped it because we didn't read all the reviews, but it says nowhere serves bigger steaks than.
Yeah.
Nowhere has steaks as big as the El Paso.
Yeah.
Nowhere has steaks as big as the El Paso. No one has steaks the same as El Paso.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. But
Okay.
can I use that? Steaks are not. No. It's not as big as nowhere.
Say the whole sentence for me, please.
That sounds funny. Steaks aren't as big as nowhere. Does that
No,
make sense?
no, because of the no. You said aren't, which is a negative, so you can't say no because that would be a double negative. And English can't have double negatives. The stakes aren't as big.
No.
The stakes aren't as. What did you say? Aren't as big?
So, no, I changed. Stakes are as big as nowhere.
The stakes are as big as nowhere else. The stakes
Nowhere
are
else.
as big as nowhere else. It's grammatically correct, but it doesn't make sense. It's not grammatically incorrect, but the stakes are as big as nowhere. Yeah, it's perfectly okay. Yeah. It doesn't make a lot of sense because it's a bit confusing, but it would be a funny thing to say, like in an advertisement. These stakes are as big as nowhere. Come down to El Paso Steakhouse. Yeah. If you use it in the negative, these stakes aren't as big. These stakes aren't as big as anywhere.
As small as nowhere.
But you got to say any, because if you say aren't, then you can't say no. You can't have both negatives.
Yeah.
So the negative would be a little confusing. But anyway, yes, in the positive, they aren't as big as nowhere, which is weird, but it's grammatically correct. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's get a little practice with the as form. Work with a partner and compare your opinions. Use as to compare things. You can also use just as, like I showed you earlier. You can use both forms. You can use these adjectives or others. Big, small, cheap, expensive, sweet, and tasty. So you've got cuisine, places to eat, meals, fruit, and you've got different keywords that you can use to make your comparisons. Let's see, what can I tell you about this? There's really no right or wrong way to do it, but I guess, for example, I could say French cuisine is thought to be nothing is as expensive as a French restaurant. That's why I might prefer to go somewhere else. I want you to make a statement like that using as adjective as, not as adjective as, or just as adjective as. Think about those forms. Okay? Let's go in the order that I see you in the room. I see Alexandra, and then Carlos, and then David or both, and then I see Giancarlo, then Ksenia, and then V. Okay, pick any variable you like in exercise 8. Any one you like. Alexandra, you start us off. Think about my example, right? I said French cuisine, and I said nothing is as expensive as a French restaurant, so I might choose Italian. What would you say about cuisine, place, any one you like?
Fruit.
Fruit.
I don't know.
Excuse me, teacher. Could you down the page, please?
I can't, unfortunately.
Okay.
But you can open it if you like, because you can click on this link, and you'll see it in your browser. Whoops, sorry, this link, second one. Okay. Click on that, open it in a new tab, and you'll see it.
Okay.
And we're on slide 7. We're on slide 7 right now. Okay, Alexander, talk to us about fruit. Give us an as, not as, or just as. Alexandra, what do you think?
Yeah. I like melons as I don't know.
I like melons.
As I like strawberries.
Close. I like melons just as much as. Just as much as I like strawberries. Say that back to me, Alexandra.
I like melons just as much as like strawberries.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. So we have another form. Just as much as. I like them just as much as I like strawberries. Fantastic. Okay, Carlos, give us your idea. Cuisine, place, meal, fruit.
Cuisine.
Good.
Okay.
You've got those adjectives to choose from too. Big, small, cheap, expensive, sweet, tasty. You can use those or other adjectives that you prefer.
Okay. Let's use tasty. The Italian restaurant. Is
Chinese restaurants, plural.
Italian.
Chinese restaurants.
It,
Italian.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Italian restaurants are tasty. No, okay,
Are as tasty
as
or just
tasty,
as tasty? Yeah. As what?
tasty as the French restaurants, in my opinion.
Without the. Take out the.
Okay, with as French restaurants.
Perfect. Say it one more time fluently. Let me hear it from the beginning.
Okay, the Italians restaurant.
No. No the. Take out the.
Okay. The last part?
Take out the word the. You don't need it. When we speak in plural.
Okay. Italians restaurants are as tasty as French restaurants.
Okay, good. Of course, you're not eating the restaurant, you're eating the food. So it should be Italian.
Okay, the same mistake, okay.
So you should say Italian, I'm going to write it for you. Italian food, yeah. Or Italian, let's use the word cuisine, because that's the word there in the window, on the screen. Italian cuisine is as tasty as French. Is French, or your French cuisine.
Cuisine, okay.
Okay, there you go. and cuisine, Italian cuisine. Cuisine is an abstract word. So I can't say cuisines like I can say restaurants. So I should say to be clear, let's get rid of the word restaurant. Italian cuisine is as tasty as French, or as tasty as French cuisine. So that's the best version there. Okay, very good. Mr. David. Let me hear one from you.
Yes. Well, I can say maybe that a quick snack isn't as big as a 3-course meal.
That's true. Can't argue with that. A quick snack is not as big as a 3-course meal. So don't order a 3-course meal if you just want a quick snack. Fantastic. Right. We're on the right track. Giancarlo, give me another one.
Okay. Italian restaurants are just as expensive as French restaurants.
Good. Say that one more time. Italian restaurants.
Italian restaurants as expensive.
Wait. You're missing the verb. Are as.
Italian restaurants are as expensive as French restaurants.
They are. Some Italian restaurants are as expensive. Yeah.
Or I have another option, John.
Okay.
Italian restaurants are just as expensive as French restaurants. Both are correct, John.
Both are correct.
The first one I didn't use just. In the second one I did.
And they're both correct. They're both correct. Just two ways of saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, fantastic. Yes. Ksenia, one more.
Apples aren't as sweet as bananas.
Aren't as sweet. Apples aren't as sweet as Ksenia. That's true. I mean bananas. Right. Very good. See, you mastered them already. Look at that. V, the last one.
Yeah. Restaurants are not as cheap as takeaway cafeterias.
Takeaway cafeterias.
Cafeterias, yeah.
I agree, except I don't think we need the word cafeteria. You could just say, how about eating at restaurants is not as cheap as takeaway.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
We don't eating at or in.
At.
Yeah.
At.
Eating at a restaurant is not as cheap as takeaway.
Right. That's true because you don't have to tip anyone. Well, you do, but you should. But maybe it's less expensive. Okay. So I think you've got the idea, and in fact, there's even a few other exercises you can try, because on slide 8, you have an overview of 2 of the forms we just used, and on slide 9, you have an exercise you can do to get a little bit of practice on your own. I'd be happy, if you're not sure about the answers, I'd be happy to help you with them. Just take the words in red, fill them in, and see what you get. Probably it'll be self-evident. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to send me a message and I'll help you out with it. But what I want to do now is I'm going to skip the listening because we don't have time. We're at the end of the hour. Okay? In fact, we really don't have time. But if you want to stick around for just a minute or two more, then what I'd like you to do is I'm going to give you a restaurant. And we're just, to end the class, we're going to decide which of these restaurants we think we might like to go to. So I'm going to send a message to, let's see, I'm going to send a message to Ksenia. Ksenia, did you get the link that I just sent you?
Yes, I think.
Okay, good, good.
Yes.
Alexandra, I'm going to send you a message to Alexandra. Okay, so the first restaurant goes to the 2 of you. The second restaurant is going to go to Giancarlo first, and also going to go to V. Okay, so Giancarlo and V, you just got a restaurant of your own. The next restaurant is going to go to David, or David. David. Okay, and also to, who am I missing? Carlos. To Carlos. Okay, Carlos, to get the secret message, to get your secret restaurant, you need to go to the internal Google chat. So you have to click on the blue box on the top left side. Click on that blue box and you'll see a private message.
Okay, I got it.
Good,
Okay.
good, good. Okay, each of you are in pairs. You don't have to download this. Try to open it in a browser. It might be faster. You can download it if you want to. Each of you in pairs have a restaurant. What I want you to do to finish class is I want us to, as a group, to decide which one to go to. So I want you to take a quick look over your restaurant. Each of you in pairs have a different style of a different kind of cuisine. And I want us to argue for one restaurant or another. So you've got to, you don't have to present it, but you can just give us a word or two about why we ought to go to your restaurant. And remember, you've got a partner who can back you up. Okay? So, class, look at the menus that I've given you. Actually, this is basically what you see in exercise 15. You want to go for a meal together on Friday. Try to agree on which restaurant to go to. Remember to use the phrases that we've already used. I've skipped some of those phrases, but you can use those comparative forms. Okay? So, take a look at your menu, and let's see if we can decide where to go before we run. If everyone's got a minute or two, we'll just finish this as the last thing. I'm starving. Where ought we to go? Any ideas? Anybody?
Yeah, we should go to the Chacun Quipon Spring Universe because they have the best lobster ravioli in town.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
They have
taste-
the best lobster ravioli in town.
Yum,
Okay.
yum.
Very good. And David, what was your restaurant? It was
Copper something. It's a kind of strange name. A French. It's welcome to.
no. Your restaurant is 11. Sorry, the menu doesn't say it. I'm sorry.
Oh, at the top it says
'Cause it's,
welcome to Joaquin Copper Spring Universe. I think that was the name of the restaurant.
No. That's the name of the menu. Joaquin Cooper is the chef, and his
Oh, the
restaurant.
chef.
Ah, okay. It's the same for me.
Yeah.
Joaquin Chapin.
So, yeah, that's it. And the name of his restaurant is 11. It's a restaurant here in Lisbon.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
fantastic.
11, okay.
Excellent. So maybe we ought to have the lobster ravioli. It's the best in town. That sounds pretty good to me. What do you guys think? Ksenia, V, Giancarlo, does that sound good, or do you have another suggestion?
No, I think we should go to Balthazar because
Okay.
it has as tasty oysters as you haven't ever eaten. No, I couldn't say this.
It has as tasty oysters as you have ever eaten. Almost perfect, Ksenia. You have to make the has into has. The most tasty oysters you have ever eaten would be even better. The most tasty oysters you've ever eaten in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll make one little change. Tasty is only 2 syllables, right?
Delicious.
No, tasty. Tasty's got 2 syllables. So do we need the most? Is it necessary? Or can we just put an ending on tasty? So instead of most, what's the ending we have? If the word is short,
taster.
Good. It has the tasty, out of all the oysters in the world, it's the tastiest.
I'm sorry, I have some problem, I think, with my connection.
Tastier or tastiest?
Tastiest.
Perfect. Let's go to Balthazar. It has the tastiest oysters you've ever had. Okay, so we got 1 vote for 11, 1 vote for Balthazar. What about Giancarlo? V, are you there?
Oh yeah, because you might have some connection problems. I can't hear clearly. But I think we should go to my restaurant. I don't know the name. Osteria Princess or something. Because we have the one and only because guitar string pasta. So I think this is the most outstanding course.
Good.
Nowhere.
It's got the most outstanding dish of all the restaurants.
Yeah,
excellent.
Which nowhere can have.
which you can have nowhere else.
Oh yeah, which you can have nowhere else. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Carlos, do you agree with that? Should we go to the Osteria Frances Americana?
Sorry, I'm listening to another voice.
Francescana.
Sorry about that, because we're over time, so you're probably hearing an echo. Sometimes it happens. So, Carlos, do you agree? Should we go there? Give us your choice, our last one, Carlos.
Okay.
You've got to close all the other windows and you won't hear the echo. Close all the other windows but this one.
There are a lot of voices.
Okay, John, let me give mine, please. Okay, please. Okay, Osteria Francescana is one of the best in town, so I really invite you to visit this one. Because the prices are
my vote is for 11.
Okay, one at a time. So it's got the best. Giancarlo, it's got the best. Wait, hold on a second.
The best restaurant is okay.
1 second. Giancarlo, you were saying it has the best. One more time, Giancarlo.
Yes, yes. Osteria Francescana is one of the best restaurants in town, so the prices are as cheap as in your favorite restaurant. So I really invite you to visit this one because the prices are nicer than other different restaurants, so different courses here.
Okay, and you could even say, here's a suggestion, you could say the prices are just as cheap as a normal restaurant. because as you know, Osteria Francisca Americana is kind of an expensive restaurant. I mean, it's a very nice restaurant. It's like a Michelin star restaurant, but the prices are not high. So they're just as cheap as a regular restaurant. Just another suggestion of what you can say. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, Carlos, to finish up class, tell me about 11. What would you say? Turn your microphone back on. Uh-oh, I don't hear Carlos. Well, I don't hear you, Carlos. I'm sorry. You got to turn your mic back on, or we got to finish class. So I think we're done. Carlos, one more time. I don't hear you. Okay, we got to stop here. If you want to write a little review using a comparison, that might be a great follow-up. And if you want to do it, send it to me in the message window, and I'll be happy to correct it and send it back. I'll be back tomorrow from 12 to 2 for language games and learning from pictures. Great job, everyone. Bye for now. See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.